Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rebel Creatives Podcast. I'm your host, Delano Wallace, and it is my mission to help entrepreneurs and business owners to gain financial impact and time freedom by dominating their niche so they can do more of what they love and have a more fulfilling life. And in this episode, I want to talk about the Rebel's Guide to owning your niche like a pro. We've all heard the saying, the riches are in the niches, or find a niche, not a nation. This isn't a new idea that I'm bringing up to you. And what I want to talk about today is how to actually create a niche so specific to you that you are the only one in that niche, therefore, dominating it. This doesn't mean you're going to find the most obscure thing to provide as a service, but there are key questions you need to answer to help you create a niche that you dominate and attract the right people for you. Now, I want you to think about it this way. If you had a toothache, who would you prefer to help you? A general practitioner or a dentist? If you wanted to learn how to write a fantasy fiction book, right? Who would you prefer to help you? Someone who has written five fiction books in many genres, or someone who has only written fantasy books? Last example, if you want to hire a chef for your, new vegan diet, who would you prefer? A general chef or a chef who specializes in vegan food? If we think about it, niching down makes sense because in our daily lives, we often opt for the things that solve our specific problems. Here's a personal example. The other day, I had a headache and I went to get a leave, headache pain, right? Now, the crazy thing is, I could have gotten the regular Aleve. The ingredients are exactly the same, but because I had a headache and the bottle specifically said headache, I got that one. When we niche down, it gives us the space to dominate that niche. As the authority or go to expert in that niche, leads will be coming to us because they recognize that we're the only solution or the best solution. Now, how do you use people's proclivity for getting a specific solution to their specific problems? You do that simply by niching down. All right. Now, the conventional way of finding your niche, right? You will typically hear that to do this, you need to drill down on a certain audience, problem, and outcome. And that people plus that problem plus that way becomes your niche. All right. So, for example, if you're a photographer, the conventional niche advice would have you saying, I help business professionals capture their power through portrait photography, right? People equal business professionals. The problem is that they want to look powerful and capable for their job or business, and the way is portrait photography. Now, the example above would be considered a niche and a great one at that. But let's be honest, there are thousands of photographers who take portrait photos of professionals. So while this is a niche, it is not a niche you will be able to dominate in so easily, right? What you want to do is find ways to differentiate yourself from every other portrait photographer for business professionals out there. And that's where the category design comes in. Category design is a business strategy that helps companies develop and dominate a specific niche of products or services. Again, the best way to dominate your niche is to be the only one in it. But how do we do that? Before we go into the how, let me give you an example of a business that created its category and is therefore the only option in its niche. Airbnb, all right? And when it launched, no site let you pay to stay with someone in another country for a few days. They solved a problem many faced, high hotel fees, that's one of the big problem. And people wanted a home-like feel. But with easy online booking, and Airbnb came in and created its own niche and subsequently dominated it. Granted, other companies have since come out doing the same thing, but no one has topped Airbnb because it was their niche. Now, I'm not telling you to go and build your own Airbnb, right? But we can learn a few things from some of these companies dominating their niches. For example, Tesla, Amazon, and Walmart. These companies are where they are today because they sought niche dominance. Let's help you do the same. Now, here are the 7 ways service based entrepreneurs can become known for their own niche. First, you want to come about with your what. What do you do that makes you stand out and be uniquely known for it? Who do you serve that is willing to pay premium prices for your expertise? When do you offer it, aligning with what's most urgent and important for your clients? Where do you provide it that makes it so desirable that anyone would want it if the money were no issue? Why do you do it in a way that connects so perfectly with your ideal customer that they can't stop talking about it? And then what outcome do you deliver that's 100 times more valuable than the price you charge? And what is the cost? Or as I like to say, what is the investment? It should balance value and premium. All right. Also, it should offer a payment method that feels like a benefit. The more of these niche opportunities you combine, the more unique and irreplaceable you become. So let's use our example of the portrait photographer again. Based on the information I gave you, you can say that the photographer did a good job at the who. This could be improved, but not much in the other areas. So let's flesh things out a bit and remember, you don't need to have all these to create a powerful niche. You can dominate. But the more you have, the more unique you will be. The what? This could be that the photographer not only does portrait photography, but only does it in black and white. And the when, this could be that he only works with professional entrepreneurs who have been promoted recently. If you think about it, this is the time in their lives when people care a lot more about how they look to others. And then the why, maybe the photographer chooses to take photos, take pictures this way because of how fulfilled he felt when he helped business professionals feel more confident about themselves during that promotional period. And then the cost, this could be that his clients only pay if they're happy with their photos. Now, if you put all of this together, this photographer would probably be the only person doing this, right? And here's how the niche would look. I help business professionals who recently got a promotion capture their confidence through black and white portrait photography so they can forever remember how powerful they are. And they only pay if they're happy with their photos. Now, that's a niche that someone can dominate because I guarantee you, no one else is doing that. If the photographer throws in a location, that makes it even better. But as you see, by digging a little deeper than just people, problem, way, you can create a niche that aligns closer to you and that will have people running to you for help. Now, if you're serious about dominating your niche, take some time to ponder these questions and it will take some thought, but it's worth it. All right. Now, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for making it to this one. I hope everything here that was discussed is powerful and you've seen a lot of, you know, what we say now, like moments where you see some, you say, yes, I want to do this, or yes, I've never thought about this, let's go. because this is our guide, the Rebel's Guide to owning your own niche like a pro. All right. Thank you so much again, and looking forward to see you in the next episode. Delano signing out.